Well, hey, what's up everyone? So today I'm going to be giving you my full review on the Saucony Peregrine 11s. Let's take a look. For these shoes with my own money, so even if I didn't, I'd still give you my honest opinion. That's what I'm gonna do. You might be wondering why I have two pairs of them right here. So first, I purchased these right here. This is the Saucony Peregrine 11. These are the standard width. These are men's size 11. Tried them out, and I kept getting a hot spot on the medial arch, kind of right in this area right here. So I bought these ones. These are the Saucony Peregrine 11 wide. Because I had a race coming up, I didn't have time to exchange or anything like that, and I wanted to kind of try these shoes out. So bought these ones. It is the wide version. I did not have any issues with any of the hot spots, so big plus. But there is another really big issue with the shoe, and with both of them, but I'll get to that in just a little bit. So firstly, I always like to talk about looks on the shoe, if I think it looks good or not. And yeah, I mean, this one I think looks really good. I love this colorway. The blue, the gray, this little neon green, yellow outsole. I think it's a really sharp looking shoe. This one, on the other hand, is kind of just blah. It's okay. It's not ugly, but it's just kind of blah. And unfortunately, one thing to note with the wide shoe, this is the only color that is available for men. So yeah. Wish there was some better colors. Okay, so the upper on the Peregrine 11, it's kind of a two-part system. It's like an engineered mesh, but there's actually a new, what they call an ultralight durable top layer. It's this really, really fine piece over top of the other layer, and it's supposed to help keep debris out of the shoe. And I did notice that on my runs, I wasn't getting a lot of debris in there. My feet weren't as gross, when I take the shoe off. So I think it was doing its job. We've got these overlays here as well, but basically it's just a pretty typical upper. There is this toe shield on the front, and the outsole kind of curves up a little bit and gives you a little bit of protection there in the front. On the upper as well, we've also got this little gator clip right here. That's so you can put the gator over top and also help increase keeping more debris out of the shoe, sand, dirt, whatever. So that's a good thing there to have, especially on those long ultra marathons if you want to use that gator. Talking about the upper, we also want to mention how it feels as far as just the lockdown. And for me personally with the shoe, the lockdown was okay, not great. On both of these, I did the runner's knot, which I did a video on that before. And it's basically it's another way to get these a little bit tighter. And I felt like I did need that because these, without it, kind of the heel was slipping a good bit. But once I got the lockdown there, and then this other issue I'll go over here in just a minute, the lockdown increased quite a bit. But comfort-wise, the tongue is, pretty thick. It's got a lot of cushioning to it, which is really good. The big issue with these shoes, and I noticed it on the Yamacraw 50K, is the tongue is incredibly short. Like, it barely comes out of the shoe. And when running, it slides down in the shoe, and then you're left with the laces rubbing the top of your foot, which is just a no-go. I mean, I noticed it in the 50K pretty quickly, and I ended up getting a blister on my right foot at the top because it kept going down. I kept pulling it up, kept going down, kept pulling it up, and it just rubbed my foot raw. So really uncomfortable, and I've been trying to find a way to fix that. And this is the only shoe that I've ever, and I've owned a lot of shoes, this is the only one that I've ever taken a knife to and modified. So I did find a way I made a little slit through the Saucony logo on the tongue at the top, and then kind of burnt the edges so it wouldn't fray, stuck the laces through there, and then when I tie it, and I tested it this morning on my run that I did, and it seemed to work pretty well. It kept the tongue up, it didn't really slide down in there, I didn't feel the laces grinding into the top of my foot. So hopefully that'll help going forward, and that'll take that issue away completely. But something that Saucony needs to address going forward with the shoe. They need to fix that, make the tongue longer, do something. I'm not sure what, but that running down in there is ridiculous. So yeah, big issue, but hopefully this fixes it going forward for me. And the rest of the fit of the shoe, we've got a pretty stout, very stout heel counter back here actually. I mean, it's very firm. Good bit of padding in the heel cup also to really get that good lockdown. You know, and it's just it's a pretty good upper, pretty good fit. The tongue is a semi-gusseted. Both sides have a bit of gusset there, so it's not going to be sliding side to side. They just need to figure out how to keep it from going down in the shoe. Hey, real quick, if you're finding value in this video, if you wouldn't mind giving the video a thumbs up, hitting that like button, it really does help the video out a lot. And if you want to go ahead and click subscribe too, then you'll get future videos like this also. All right, moving on to the midsole of the shoe. We've got what's called a Power.Run midsole. It's supposed to be a responsive midsole, give you some feedback as you run. There is also a rock plate in this shoe, which is fantastic. Throughout the whole 50K, I didn't notice one time where I felt like there was a rock or a stick poking up into my foot. They were very comfortable. So the midsole does its job. It provides plenty of protection, gives you the cushioning that you need. Like I said, I wore these for the 50K and it took me about 6.5 hours. And my feet felt fine afterwards. There was no fatigue or anything like that. So they did a good job there with the midsole. I like that Power.Run technology. A couple of stats for the midsole too while we're at it. The rear is a 27mm stack height and the front is a 23 for a 4mm drop, which is what I prefer in my shoes, so it worked for me. And now moving on to probably the best part of the shoe, and that is the outsole. This PowerTrack outsole is fantastic. These lugs are quite aggressive. They are 5mm in depth and they just provide excellent traction. I mean, you take a look at it there, they are just good. And I don't have any of the issues that I had with the ST version, the sloppy terrain, where that shoe was like ice skating on wet rocks. These were totally fine at Yemacrawl. I had lots of creek crossings, never once felt like I was going to slip and fall on my butt. So I don't know what it was about. It's the same PowerTrack in the ST, but it's just they don't have as much surface area, and this was fantastic. So good job on this, Saucony. Really did like it. Talking about the outsole too and the shoe overall is the stability feel of the shoe. I don't know what it is, something in the make of the shoe, but it just feels very stable running. You know, I never once had an issue where I didn't roll in the ankles, which was good for me, but it just felt like a very stable shoe, and I like that. So really, really enjoy this shoe so far. Hopefully this tongue issue will be fixed now with this hack, this modification I did, because I might have a winner here. I do want to weigh these and see what they are, but keep in mind I did just run in these this morning. They are actually kind of maybe a little bit damp, but we'll see. So this is men's size 11, coming in at 354 grams, 12.5 ounces. That's pretty heavy. That's the wide. The standard comes in at 12 ounces or 340 grams. So it is definitely not a light shoe at all. I mean, there's plenty of other shoes out there that are lighter. The Hoka Torrent comes to mind, is quite a bit lighter, maybe even about 2 ounces lighter almost. But this has the rock plate, a little bit more aggressive lugs, and a good cushioning. So, I mean, I didn't feel the shoe weight when I was running. It didn't feel heavy. It felt pretty comfortable. So it may be heavy, but it works okay. Talking about durability of the shoes, I think with this PowerTrack outsole, I think you're going to be able to get 400 miles easily out of these. I mean, probably 500 or more, honestly. It's just, it's a grippy outsole, and it doesn't seem to be wearing at all. At least, I mean, I've only got about 40 miles on them, but I can't even tell other than the dirt. So overall, I think these are great shoes, and they come in at 120 bucks right now. You can get them on Running Warehouse, Saucony's website, wherever. And I think it's a great deal for 120 bucks for this type of shoe. It's one you can do your daily miles in, you can do long runs, you can do races in, unless you're trying to like really like win a race, and you'll probably want something lighter, maybe a little more aggressive. But these are a great shoe. I've been happy with them. So give them a shot. Let me know down below in the comments what you think. If you have worn them already, let me know. I know a couple of my viewers out there do wear these as well. They're actually, you know, Mike recommended the shoe to me, so thank you, Mike. But let me know below if you like the shoe. And what your thoughts are. I'm curious to see if you guys like them as much as I do. One thing I will point out about these shoes is with this really aggressive PowerTrack outsole, I think this is not a shoe for somebody that does kind of like a commuter style, you know, maybe run in a city park to a trail, or maybe run on a greenway to a trail. I wouldn't want to use these on a paved surface. With that aggressive 5mm lug on there, I think that could get kind of tiring to the foot potentially. I think these are a true dedicated trail shoe, and especially one for loose surfaces, you know, maybe a little muddy, where the traction's just not great, because these are an aggressive outsole. So keep that in mind too. All right, well, that's going to do it. Hope you enjoyed. If so, remember to give the video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button too if you have not already. It would be much appreciated. If you want to take a look at that Yamacraw 50K video where I wore the Saucony Peregrine 11 wides, you can take a look at that on your screen right over here. And then over on this side will be a playlist of other shoe reviews you can check out too. So check out one of those. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you on the next one.